add the about section. Start off with comment it out so it's easy to see where the next section starts. And then we're going to start with a div, letting it know this is the about section, giving it an ID. And you see there, here's the closing div. Always remember to enter, and we want now everything inside of these divs right here. This is the about section. Next, we're going to still structuring with our container. Okay, and remember, here's that div, press enter right there. So now everything's going to be inside the container. And then inside the container, I want everything inside a row. So div class, our row styles. Good. And remember to press enter. So now we got our structure is about, container, row, and now we have our 3 closing divs, and everything's inside these row tags. Okay. Now, so on my first inside the row, I'm going to have 2 columns, one on the left and one on the right. So here's another div. And like we've used earlier, we're going to again use, but now we're going to use an about column 1 right there. And so inside this about column, well, I'll show you, we're going to have 2 columns. So copy, paste, column 1, column 2, but first inside the about column, so remember it's got to be inside there, we're going to put a picture. IMG, can press enter for there, and the picture we're going to use is images. What did I name it as? Oh, about column. Pick 2. Profile. Pick. Okay, let's save that. See how that looks for now. All right, so I got this picture and it's huge. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Boom, boom. So that's in my first column. And now in my second column, right here, div about column 2. And we got the closing div. Click inside there, press and enter. Here is now we're going to put words. Let me see. Let's actually style this portion a little bit first, so we'll be able to see stuff. So let's go to our styles, and we can just copy like this one. But this is going to be about styles. Okay. Awesome. We're going to first start off with our about section. Let's give it some padding. We're going to go 80px top and bottom, and then 0 for left and right. And then we're going to switch up the color a bit. This will be like the words. And we'll go hashtag AB, AB, AB. That's what the words will end up being. And then, all right, dot about dash call dash 1 curly brace flex basis. I want this one to be 35%. Awesome. Save. We can copy this. And now focusing on the image, what we're styling. The width, 100%. And we're gonna round off the edges. So let me just see what it looks like now. All right, so you see I made it smaller. Awesome. And now border radius. That's gonna give us a nice smooth rounded edge. We're gonna go 50 px. So it'll be 50 px on all 4 sides. And there, we got a nice smooth round edge. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so now let's add the content in for column 2. Column 2, so you see right here, we've got the open tag about column 1, and then we have the image, then we have the closed div tag. This right here, making sure we got an open tag, closed tag, so all of our styles for about column 1 is now in here. And if you notice in our CSS, yeah, flex bias 35%, so you see it's not 50% all the way right here. And now inside of column 1, we're targeting the image, the IMG. So the picture is 100% within its basis, like within this 35%. And now we did the border radius like you saw, but it's here. Okay, so now we're trying to write stuff on this side, which is column 2. So if you see column 2, see how the closing div is not right here, but it's down here because we're putting everything inside of this. And then the way that we're going to target it and style it is through about column 2 for our styles. All right, so we're going to start with in H1. And then let's give that a class so we can target it more specifically. Equals subtitle. And then close that. And so now the title is going to be about me. Boom. So there we got about me. And you see the reason why it's not white, but it's gray like that is because for the about section, we use the hashtag for ID, we gave all the text inside this about section this grayish color. Okay. About me. Awesome. So now let's add a paragraph. And this is where you guys can write a little bit about yourself, what you want maybe future employers to know about you, the about me. What I'm going to do, and if you don't have anything right now and you're just coding and you want to think about it later, you can just go place holder text, just this right here. Copy as much as you want. Paste. Closing paragraph could be right after. Save. Now I could look at my words. Okay. So there they go, about me. Don't worry, we're going to style it so that it's going to end up being over here. Okay. Next, we're going to have different tabs inside of there. So we're going to go div, class, equals, tab, titles, oops, there. Now, inside the div, make sure to press enter. So now inside of this, just so it's easier to see, inside of this right here, tab titles, we're going to have paragraphs for each. Okay, and the title will be, for the first one, skills. Inside the paragraph tag, let's go class equals tab links. Space. We're going to add JavaScript to this section. We're going to add it at the very end. But I want these links to be clicked. So I'm going to write the function here of on click. And give it open tab parentheses skills. Got it? Now we're going to not leave out this one thing right here, tab links, space, we're going to give it another class, and this is active link because we want our website to start off with this link open. All right, so let's copy this. And we're going to paste it twice. Take off active link for the other ones. On click, on click. This one is going to be experience. Whoa. And this will be education. So then you got to also switch it inside here. No caps. Experience and education. Awesome. Very good. Din din din. Let's save that. So now let's create what the first tab is going to look like. So under that closing div, we're going to create another one. And now this class will be called tab contents. So the things that are actually inside of it. And the first one, we have active. Active tab. Good. And we're going to give it an ID equals skills. Very good. So there we have our open tag, div, and close div. And inside of this tab contents, inside of this tab, we're going to give it a UL. And then, of course, now we're going to do some LIs. And inside the LI, we're going to give it a span. First span will be web development. Okay. And here, let's give it a break. And call this front end website development. Perfect. Let's copy that. Paste, paste. And the second one, let's make it app development. And the stuff we have been learning in the class is building iOS apps. We can go Swift. And then finally, we've been learning some UX, UI, and UX. Design. And then we'll write designing web / app interfaces. Good. All right. Let's save that. All right, let's look at how it looks right now on the website. Whoops. Right there, right there. Okay. So we got all the words, everything all right there. All right, we're gonna style that. Get a bit of styles in there. Actually, let's finish all the content first and then we'll style it all. Okay. So now what we can do, because the structure is going to be the same, is, so here is, just so it's clear, we got the open div of the tab contents right there. Got the UL, and then we got the close div. Everything is inside this tab contents. We want to copy that. Copy. Just enter under it. Paste. That was one. We're going to do it one more time. Paste. And save. So our first time, right there, skills. That's correct. Second one, we don't need the active tab because that's not going to be the one that's open at first. And the second ID, we're going to go experience. Experience. So now for the third tab, take off active tab and change it to education. Education. Okay, so now under experience, this is where we'll write our work experience, maybe previous jobs, but we can also put different projects. But here's, we'll put like the date, go maybe in 2019. Here we'll go 2020. Here we could go 2021. To 2020. To 2022. Oh. And to current, let's say. I'm just making up web development, front-end web development. Let's go web development internship. Let's go iOS apps camp, web design, designing web and app program. All right, just gave some fake work experience, but you guys can put your actual work experience with these things. All right, and then education, let's let's copy the same. Let's copy the same dates. Let's copy the same stuff here. It's fine for now, because your guys are going to put your actual stuff. Boom. Okay. All right, so now we got all of it listed there. No CSS applied. Now we're going to add the CSS. Okay. So let's go to our style.css. And we're going to start now with column 2. So we can copy this here. And now delete that and put 2 about column 2. And flex. And this time it's going to be 60%. So a little larger. Okay, so now you see how we got it side by side now. 60%. Focusing now on the subtitle. Let's go font size 60 px, font weight 600, and then we want this color to be white. Let's check it out. There, it's big, white, bold. It's a good pop. Okay, next. Now we're going to focus on our tab. Titles. Remember, as you're writing these, for them to work and to apply tab titles, they got to be the same as what you wrote here. So sometimes it is even better to just copy it here, tab titles, and then you can just paste it right there, making sure it is all the same. Tab titles, we want them to display flex. Right there. So that's those right there. Skills, experience, education. So you see we got no space in between any of them. So let's go margin. We're going to go 20 px at the top. 0 px. Zero px at the right and left, and then 40 px at the bottom. Boom. So we got space at the top, space at the bottom. Okay. So now here are all of our tab links. So now we're going to focus on our tab links. And as you can see, we need some space in between them. It looks like one long word. We're going to go margin right 50 px. There we go. Gave it some good space. Font size 18 px. Font weight 500. Let's change the cursor so when it hovers over it, there's a pointer finger, and then position relative. Very good. All right, boom, and then we got the cursor finger right there. Awesome. Okay, so what I would like to do is, so remember how we created this and then the lines show up? We can actually copy those same styles to apply also to these links. So it was right here. Copy this. Paste it there. And instead of all of this, we want it to be, oops. We want it to be tab links. Copy. And paste tab links. So we want the content, we want the width to be 0, we want the height 3px, position absolute, left, and then we're going to change this to -8 actually, and 5 seconds. Save. Okay, so let's check it. Oh yeah, I still need to do, so that one was after. And now we're gonna do we can copy this tab links, paste. I also want to focus on the active link dot active dash link, and then pseudo class after good curly brace, and I want the width to be 50%. Okay, I got one more thing, but let's check that now. So what we're doing now is this is going to end up showing up for what link is clicked or what tab is clicked. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Okay, so now last one. Let's do tab contents UL LI. We want to hide that at first. List style none. Good, so now I see I took off all the bullets. We don't want those bullets. Okay, and then let's give it some margin. 10 px top and bottom, and 0 left and right. Save. There we go, there we go. It's looking good, looking good. So now let's organize our sections so that we're not showing all of our tabs all at once. So now we will copy this, and we can focus on the span, contents, and then space span, curly braces, and then color. Let's change the color so that those headings stick out. So hashtag 3 8 A 2D6 semicolon, and then font size 14 px. Very nice. So we got, now our headings have their own little size. Enter, enter. Let's just get tab contents we could focus on. And then curly brace that. Then let's go display none, so that we don't have to see them. But what we do want to see is active tab first. So that, then you go dot active dash tab, curly braces, oops, display block. Save. All right. So now we have our sections. Our other ones disappeared, and then but the active one is the one that's up. thinking about it, let's actually change up. So go back real quick. Remember how we made this tab and this tab the exact same? That's going to be hard to know that it's changed once we are switching through. So what I'm going to do, let's actually just give it a little change up. Let's go 20, 21 to current. No. Let's do 2021 to 2021. The numbers don't matter as much. 2022, and then let's go 23 to current, and then let's go, because this is education, so computer keyboarding. Computer apps. And then let's just write, you took PCT. Boom. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so now we have it switched up. And we got this. So now what we need to do is add some JavaScript. Remember, JavaScript is the behavior layer of your website. So it's interactive, allows your site to be interactive. So we got skills, experience, education. We want our users to be able to click through them, and then it shows the tab contents for each section. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is, if you click this little folder, create a new folder, and it is JS, standing for JavaScript. And then this right here, call it script.js. Enter. So now in your HTML, go to the very bottom. While I wasn't filming, I wrote this in, but I'll just delete it. And then it's going to be script. And then src equals JS, because that's the folder. And then script.js. Save. That's how to link your JavaScript to your website, to your HTML. Okay, so now you can go to the style and copy this about styles, and then paste it here, because we want to structure it the same way. And this is the about tab that we're going to be focusing on. All right. So sometimes JavaScript can be a little tricky. We just got to make sure that we're writing things in correctly for it to work. So we're going to start with our variables, and it is tab links. Okay. Equals document. Oops, got a space. Document dot get elements by class name. Parentheses and quotations. Tab dash links. Semicolon. Again, a variable. Tab contents this time. Tab contents space equals document dot get elements by class name. By class name. Quotation tab contents semicolon. Okay, now we're creating the function. open tab. That's what we want. Open tab. And then tab name. Curly brace. Within that, we got 4 tab link of tab links. I'm triple checking my work to make sure that this is done right. Okay. All right, it looks good so far. Okay. And then another one. 4 tab content this time of tab contents curly brace. Tab content dot class list dot remove again. Event current target dot class list dot add. All right, let's test this out to make sure that it's good. Nice. Nicely done. So you see how it switched and it flips back. Okay, now I'll explain what I just did. Because as I'm writing it, I gotta make sure that's done correct. Okay, so as you can see, here are the variables that we created. Tab links, tab contents. So tab links right here, this variable brings it down to here, tab links. This variable right here, tab contents, is right here. Now, and tab links is targeting tab links in our HTML where we have these tab links. Okay, and then tab contents, this is targeting where it's getting whatever information is in this, the tab contents, right here. So it's getting this information in here, this information from these different links. Okay. So now in the function, what we want it to end up doing, as we wrote the tab link in this class list, we want it to be removed. So this portion right here is removing whatever. So this one is what's activated right now. Once I click this, it removed the web development. It removes, here, let me show you. It removes this. So if this one is up right now, this right here of the remove is removing this. And then if I click this one, it's putting these words right here. And then finally, this portion of it, get element by ID, is adding the active link in the active tab, adding it to that to the section. So it's adding it. So it's removing what you don't want to see and adding what you do want to see from the click. Perfect. Boom, boom. We have our little titles. All right, so in the About Me section, I want you to create like a little paragraph about yourself. Add your own little professional, cool, kind of expressing your personality type of picture right here. And then you're going to list out at least 3 skills. Experience of if it's coding or whatever viewers that they're wanting to see, but this one is work experience, and then different education. I just put the different classes I teach here, but you guys can put different educational opportunities that are worthwhile to put on a resume. So there we got the header, and then we got the About Me section. We'll move on to our services next.